And we're back to learning Photoshop in a year. In day 24, let me show you how you can recolor objects, for example t-shirts. We use the same principles that I've introduced in the last tutorials. We press Ctrl J on the original to copy it, and then we open an adjustment layer. I make that solid color, test the layer itself, so the color adjustment, I make that red, and in the layers menu to the right of it, there's the layer mask, this white square. Let me change the blending mode, for example overlay or darken and multiply. These are the ones that I would try. Let me stick to darken. We can see this red color very clearly on it. I switch to the layer mask and then I press Ctrl I. Ctrl I reverses or inverses the color. In our case it makes white black. And now we can use the brush tool. I increase the size here and I use a hard round brush. This is the second one in this general brushes folder. This gives us hard edges. Let me make that extremely big. It was too big. Like 300, 400, something like this. Paint over it, over these big spots first. There's the first step. In the second I go over the edges, but I want to make it a bit smaller so that I don't have that much work later on cleaning it up. Alright, we've got the entire area covered in red. And you can see overlay would still work. It will give you lighter colors. Multiply and darken give you more intense colors. We'll switch back to the layer mask, and this time we go over it with a black color. And therefore we switch the foreground color here from white to black. And then we make the brush size smaller. And now we get over the edges and get rid of the reddish parts that we don't want. So everything where there's skin, everything where there's background in the photo. Whenever you paint too much, like here, you can switch back by using X and then paint over the t-shirt yet again. Now this is all about how much time do you invest. The more, the better results will look. Just a couple of explanations when it comes to the short keys. As I've said, I use X to switch between foreground and background color, which is black and white in my case. Then I use the mouse wheel to move around. I hold Alt and use the mouse wheel for zooming. And I press the space bar and left click drag to move around in the image as well. If you want to use the same image for practicing, you will find a link to it in the video description. Make sure to check that out. And one more short key that I want to mention is Ctrl 0. This is for the zoom level. So when you hold Ctrl and you press 0 on your keyboard, it's going to zoom out to the canvas size. And sometimes I do that to get a good overview. And now I have to resize the brush here and there, go over the edges in the smaller areas. Alright, this one looks good. As I've said, we can still switch the blending mode to a brighter color, for example overlay, but I'm going to keep it to multiply. We double click on the solid color adjustment layer, and now we can recolor this and see the effect applied in real time. One more thing that you can use for adjustment is the opacity. By default it should be 100%. You can go down with a left click drag. And this is the process that you can use to recolor t-shirts and basically any object in Photoshop. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.